Hello and welcome to SGPN's A Daily Dog. I'm your host, Britton Hess. I'm here with my favorite Underdog fantasy pick and plays for Monday, April 7th, 2025. Lucky number 7, 7th day of the month. Let's get into it. Let's get some winners today. If you're new to Underdog Fantasy, sign up with the promo code DailyDog, DAILYDOG at UnderdogFantasy.com or in the Underdog Fantasy app. To be honest, this is my favorite time of the year when we got all these sports going all at once. We got college hoops, we got NBA, NHL, tennis, Major League Baseball all summer long. I love baseball. Especially in these projection markets like on Underdog. So if you're new to Underdog, use that promo code DailyDog, 50% deposit match bonus with up to $1,000. Best deposit match bonus out there. So I would recommend taking advantage of that. 50% of whatever you put down, up to $2,000, you get 50% extra in bonus funds. To use those bonus funds to withdraw, you just got to roll it over one time. So you don't have to, that money's not locked up. I know a lot of offshore sports books give you these 150% deposit match bonuses with like a 40x multiplier. Not a 40x multiplier, 40x rollover. Good luck with that, or good luck getting that money out this century, because to do that responsibly takes a really, really long time unless you bet crazy volume. But Underdog is where it's at because of all the promos. I think right now there's like a 40% profit boost in golf if you want to get ahead of the majors. Ahead of the Masters, which is a major in golf coming up this weekend. But a big week for me, so sorry that this is a little bit late. I'm getting married this weekend, so a lot on my plate. So this is coming out a little bit later. That being said, I still got lots of good entries in Major League Baseball, NBA, NHL, college hoops, national championship, tennis. You got the Dong Squad. We got the Lotto entry. We got it all. So let's get into it. Baseball, MLB entry number 1, Teoscar Hernandez, higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs against Mackenzie Gore and the Nationals. Big morning for the Dodgers. They met with the president. They were at the White House, all that stuff. Mackenzie Gore, pretty good young pitcher, but Teoscar Hernandez is on fire. Teoscar versus a lefty. You love to see that. Give me Teoscar, higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Then Jose Altuve and the Astros against Logan Gilbert and the Mariners. I think I'm taking Altuve higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Saw some positivity with Altuve's offensive production over the weekend in Minnesota. I think that's going to continue versus a familiar foe. Obviously, division rivals. Altuve has seen Logan Gilbert a perfectly good amount. He's batting like 333 against him. So good chance for him to get on base and get driven home by one of those other guys, or, he can hit a homer like he did in the first inning the other day. Give me Jose Altuve higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, with Teoscar Hernandez higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. 2.99x multiplier. So right on that precipice of the flat 3.0, but not quite there because Teoscar is reduced and Altuve is juiced up a little bit. 2.99x. MLB entry number 2, Jake Burger higher than 0.5 total bases in this crappy weather game in Chicago. To be honest, Jake Burger is a professional hitter. He's going to find a way to get a hit in this bad weather. And oh, by the way, if you're not aware, Jake Burger played for the White Sox for a while before he was in Miami and now obviously in Texas. But the Burgermeister himself is a pro hitter, man. He can get it done in all sorts of weather. He's used to this weather. He played in Chicago. He gets you against the lefty Justin Steele for the Cubs. So give me Jake Burger higher than 0.5 total bases. Just need a hit here. Pairing that with our guy Yordan Alvarez, who gets walked all too often. But hey, Yordan Alvarez also pretty solid against Logan Gilbert for his career. Obviously seen him a lot. So Yordan Alvarez higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Wouldn't mind him, Altuve getting on and then Yordan driving him home and checking off those 2 boxes for both these entries. That would be beautiful. So Yordan Alvarez higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Jake Burger higher than 0.5 total bases. 2.52x. Burger half a total base. Bad weather, I know, but he's a pro hitter. He'll find a way to find a hole. NBA number 1, Cade Cunningham higher than 26.5 points. We saw his first game back after the injury. He hit 25 points. I think he's going to continue to progress here. I think that he's going to have a solid matchup here. Higher than 26.5 points for Cade against the Kings. Kings obviously let guys score. So Cade higher than 26.5 points. And then I'm going to pick Bam Adebayo as the Sixers travel down to Miami to take on Bam and his squad. Bam higher than 9.5 rebounds. I know everyone's been talking about Bam points because he's had some good scoring games lately. But in this matchup against the Sixers, I think that there's nobody who's going to be banging around inside with him. So higher than 9.5 rebounds. Cade Cunningham higher than 26.5 points. 2.82x multiplier. NBA entry number 2, we're going back to Cade Cunningham, higher than 8.5 assists. You're getting a bonus. You're getting an enhanced multiplier on this one for Cade to get the assists. I think that he's got a great shot to do it. Again, I think that he's being undervalued. Maybe it's a minute restriction, but again, I don't think he needs to be in for 40 minutes to actually hit these numbers for us here. I think that the offense is going to be free flowing in Detroit this evening. Then I'm going to go with Quintin Grimes, lower than 23.5 points. Last time he played against the Heat, he had 15 points. I think the Heat just play so slow. It's not as free flowing of a game as what he needs to succeed. So I think Quintin Grimes lower than 23.5 points. That with Cade Cunningham higher than 8.5 assists is 3.3x multiplier. Only 2 NBA games tonight, so that's why it's kind of concentrated on these 2 games because that's the only thing I got to work with. All right, NHL number 1. Why would we do anything but play Robert Thomas higher than 0.5 assists? He's got 14 assists in his last 7 games. He's got at least one in each one of those games. Last game, he had 3 assists and a goal. Robert Thomas is the offensive engine right now for the Blues. The man is involved in so many goals here. So give me Robert Thomas higher than 0.5 assists. He just needs to get one helper in this game against the Jets on the road. It's not going to be easy, but again, just his share of assists right now is insane. So if they get 2 goals, there's a very high probability that Robert Thomas has a piece of one of those helpers there. And then I'm going to take Leo Carlsson, the young man on the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. Leo Carlsson higher than 0.5 points against the Oilers. The Oilers are still banged up. No goalie. Skinner's out. Obviously McDavid, Draisaitl are out. They're trying to get healthy for the postseason. I think this is a good spot for the Ducks to get it done. I think they have a good chance to win as an underdog in this game, and I also think there's a good shot for Leo Carlsson to get a point here. That is a 3x multiplier. All right, NHL number 2, JT Miller higher than 0.5 points. I know it is not exactly a bang ups awesome spot against the Lightning. Lightning are awesome, and the Rangers are terrible. Well, they're not terrible, but they're not good. They're very overrated. That being said, the Rangers just got shut out. When a team comes off a shutout, they generally get some goals in the next one. I don't know if they're going to win this game, but I think they're going to score 3 goals here, and if they do, JT Miller should get a piece of that action. Then I pair that with Quinton Byfield higher than 0.5 points for the Kings. Byfield, good point man lately. He's been on fire. I think that, again, they're going to enjoy this matchup here. Against the Kraken. I know the Kraken can play in some lower scoring games, and obviously the Ducks or the Kings do as well. But at home, this Kings team is dominant. Byfield is a force to be reckoned with when it comes to points. And I think that he is going to get it done here and get a goal or an assist in this game. Just to give you a little quick recap of what Byfield has been doing lately. He only has 1 point in his last 3 games, but in his last 4 games, he got 3 points. He's got 47 points on the year, and a lot of these points have come in the last month or so. Obviously, in March, the dude was on fire, especially from scoring perspective. I think that he's going to be rounding into form against an easy opponent here at home as the postseason approaches. That is a 2.96x multiplier. College hoops, national championship, number 1. Nothing fancy here. I'm going with the guys that I've been playing. I'm going to take Walter Clayton higher than 19.5 points and Milos Ujan higher than 12.5 points. 3x multiplier. I think Clayton's going to get his versus this tough D from Houston. And I think Ujan is going to be a leader and be a scorer like we know and love, because obviously a lot of attention is going to be on Cryer. So Ujan should have some chances to get some balls through the basket. All right, tennis entry number 1. These are going to be overnight. These are like at 2 a.m. To this evening. We're going to go with a Holger Rune higher than 22 games played against Nuno Borges. Both these guys are tough. Both these guys can play clay, and I think that this one is going to drag out. Then Hugo Humbert, lower than 0.5 sets lost. Hugo on clay, the Frenchman on clay, forced to be reckoned with. Obviously, he's a force to be reckoned with anywhere, but especially on clay. These dudes know how to play on that surface. And he gets to go against Alexei Popyrin, who's a hard court, a server. Clay is not Popyrin's thing. So give me Hugo Humbert, lower than 0.5 sets lost, 3.57x multiplier. Tennis entry number 2, Tomas Martin Echeverri. Sorry, that was a really bad way of saying his name. Against Quarantine Motet. These guys are both competitors. These guys both are happy to go long into matches. So this is higher than 22 games played. And then I'm going to take Miomir Kekmanovic, lower than 0.5 sets lost, against Francis Tiafoe. Tiafoe is a man who is coming back from losing the Houston final. Now he's got to go to Monte Carlo. I think that he's going to be in trouble here. So 3.36x multiplier. Lotto entry number 1, Alex Condon of the Gators, higher than 1.5 turnovers. This defense for Houston's nothing to be trifled with. Cade Cunningham, higher than 2.5 3-pointers made, getting a good multiplier on this one. I think he's going to get a lot of shots up here. Troy Terry, higher than 0.5 goals. I said the Ducks, I think, are in a good spot tonight. Give me Troy Terry higher than 0.5 goals. 18.34x multiplier, or if you flex at 9.17x / 2.88x. Dong squad, we're maxing it out. I don't like to max these out too much because you're kind of losing some value there, but this one is too good. I got to max it. Max out the multiplier. Brian Reynolds, higher than 0.5 home runs for the Pirates. Teoscar Hernandez, higher than 0.5 home runs for the Dodgers. Manny Machado, higher than 0.5 home runs against the A's in that small park in Sacramento. I got to tell you, Machado strikes in 19 at bats. He's got 3 home runs and 11 strikeouts against Luis Severino. He's never hit a single against him. Only 1 double and 3 home runs, and then 11 strikeouts. The dude's not hit well against him unless he's hitting for power. I think we're getting power tonight in that small park. 150x, or if you flex at 75x / 12.58x. That's all I got for you today. Good luck on your picks, and let's make some money.